it's been really special to be involved with Grace Community College and local Patriot Racing Grossing Company, going through that process, right? That was such a wild ride of trying to understand and get to a certain bean you're picking out to actually get a certain flavor you're looking for out of a coffee. So, yeah, it's fun, but the coolest part about it is for sure trying to help kids get through college. That's really special.
So it is helping grow the scholarship.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's. I look back at when we started the scholarship in 2019. It was all we had to be able to fund one person through that scholarship a year. Now we're doing 2 a year. We're really close to being able to launch a third one. There's a lot of charity initiatives throughout the season that could help us boost that number, and the coffee sales are helping that.
So are you a coffee snob?
No, I'm not a coffee snob. I'm not going to sit there and act like I am. No. I just have a particular flavor and blend I was looking for when we went through the process. The blend I was looking for came from my wife and I got married in Jamaica. They had a certain coffee down there that we loved, and we loved the taste of it. So we were able to take 2 different types of beans and blend them and kind of come up with our blend for the coffee we sell. So cool.
It's the best coffee I've ever drank.
Really?
Yes.
That is quite the testament.
It is. I started drinking it, and I actually ordered the Keurig that you refill from Amazon, and that's all I use.
Somebody just brought this to my attention. Actually, our management group, Pro Sport Management, we had a financial meeting there a couple weeks ago, and they asked me if I want a coffee, and I realized they only had a Keurig machine. So, hey, how are you doing that? And I'm like, oh yeah, you just take these, and they showed me how you could fill those up. Completely new to me. I'm old school with the grounds at home, pour them in, and go to town. So that was really cool to see. But I appreciate those good words.
Yeah, thank you. I love it.
What's the hardest part in your daily life managing 2 kids?
The hardest part, I should ask you that, right?
Might be the same answer.
Yeah, I think just for me it was time allocation, right? Like trying to put the time into this, and then once that particular thing's done, move it on. I know you said with the kids, and for me it's trying to, whether it be morning, lunch, or dinner, make sure that time, once you're with them, right? Like I think that's been a key part for me. Do I have it figured out yet? No, by no means. But I feel like over time you kind of develop some habits that help you manage that. I think between in season, the training, really looking down the schedule 2 to 3 weeks ahead, like having a really good plan on that side, I think that's helped me. So it's can always be better and do better on the father front, but it's been fun trying to learn and adapt to it.
So how do you let people know around you, like, hey, listen, I'm carving out this time for my kids, like I can't respond to this right now or whatever? Yeah, that's tough. For me, it's just honestly learning how to say no. Like certain things just don't matter as much. I mean, quite frankly, if I got a meeting that it can be called into and not be in person because it's going to save me an hour drive that way, an hour drive back the other way, I'm going to call into it because there's no sense of taking time that you never get back. So that's why I try to approach it.
You have a lot of young friends, so you got your own little driver posse. You guys go out and do big things. So with the 2 kids, how has that slowed your role at places like Las Vegas?
That slowed a lot of that way down. It's funny. It's actually terrible, but it's funny that we were unloading our bags at the airport to come here, and Blaney walked by with his now fiancee Gianna, and I had seen Blaney in like 1 or 2 settings since when he got engaged and won the championship, but we hadn't actually hung out and saw those folks. And Kinsey gets out, my wife, and actually gives Brian a hug. He's like, I don't think I've actually seen you. So point being is here we are that many months later, so we haven't been with our group of friends nowhere near as much. They understand we got a lot going on, they got a lot going on, but we still try to communicate, have friends over. It definitely changes your time. I promise you, I'll answer this way. I never saw myself as knowing there was 2 5s in one day. So there's a 5 a.m., if you knew that or not, every day. I never saw myself going to bed at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and I do, to fit it all in. So it's definitely changed how we go about the friend side of life, and hopefully we can get better about it. But just the season we're in now, our kids need our attention, and that's where it's at.
When you're young, you party a lot. I mean, you look forward to going to a place like Vegas or, these places. Has it helped you prioritize what you need to do to be competitive as a driver? Because you know what you have to do with your kids. It also probably teaches you what you have to do with your career.
Yeah, I think, for sure. Obviously, Vegas was a time, depending on the older schedules, where you would let loose a little bit or whatnot. But oh my gosh, most of our at least for me, my partying and stuff happened in the off season. If we were going to go on vacation with our friends, like you were talking about, but it definitely, with the kids and whatnot. Gosh, it's hard to manage it fully focused, all in. Manage that time when you're completely coherent and in the moment, let alone going out and having some drinks and coming back and lining up babysitters, and just the effort in general is tiring. So try to do less of that makes us any more tired than you typically stay.
Going back to the Clash, did you notice kind of any changes in how it drove, how it felt when compared to when you did the part-time schedule in 2022?
No, because I feel like it was such short-lived with the schedule and kind of the other things we had kind of stacked against us out there. There was no way to really transition anything I'd ever experienced into that moment. I ran that car that year. Excuse me. All the super speedways. I think I ran both Darlingtons and then filled in, in that 2311 car at Phoenix. And outside that Phoenix race, like I never ran a short track race. I never ran a true short track race. So I really only ran, Darlington and super speedway. So a lot for me to learn and just grow in within the moments this year as we go experience places for me for the first time in this car.
And since you talked about all the kind of schedule changes you had to make with Cup, you mentioned you hadn't seen Ryan and his folks in a while. Has being back in Cup kind of, allowed you to kind of connect with people that you hadn't been able to talk to in a while?
Yeah, that's a good point. Something that I haven't spent a ton of time thinking about, but my wife and I were, like I said, we were loading the plane earlier before we came down here yesterday. It was like, oh, we're going to be down there for a whole week. We were fortunate enough to have some of our group friends over at different times throughout the off season, but we'll have a little bit of downtime with these folks just about every weekend, right? Whether it be Saturdays where you have one practice where you qualify, and it should give us time to at least, listen, our job is to be on the racetrack, but you're still normal life, right? Your kids have relationships with people inside the DO lot. There's a lot of other dynamics to this that make this go around and make you enjoy what we're fortunate to do here, and the schedule this allows that.
Yeah. And with AJ, SVG, and Josh Williams now sharing the 16 Cup car, what's it been like working with them and getting them up to speed and so on?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously AJ don't really need anything to get up to speed. He's been so good for the company forever. Josh, like I said earlier, has been great from an energy perspective, and seeing his enthusiasm to have the opportunity he has, and that's really cool. Obviously in SVG, he's been training super hard within the Josh Watch program with Chevrolet that I'm a part of, and it's been cool to see him kind of immersed into that. Something he said he's never really been a part of before, so it's cool to see how he's adapting. And I think we're all just at the end of the day, I think we have a core respect for one another, for our backgrounds and what we're trying to achieve. So it's good to be able to do that underneath the color racing band.
All right, thank you.
This is Harrison Burton, driver the number 21. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check out one of these two videos beside me. Visit funstretch.com for more racing content.